Hello everyone and welcome to this Typeform tutorial for beginners. If you've ever filled out a form that feels less like a boring digital chore and more like a real conversation, the chances are you are using Typeform. In the world of short attention spans, Typeform's one question at a time philosophy is the gold standard for lead generation and surveys. In this tutorial, we are going to master the entire Typeform ecosystem. We'll cover the brand new Creator AI that builds forms from a single prompt, the advanced interaction AI that asks follow-up questions in real time, and the contacts and automation system that turns responses into high-value relationships. So if you'd like to try Typeform for yourself, you can use my link down below in the description to try it out for free today. And now let's dive right in. If you're using Typeform for the first time, you'll need to go through the sign-up process. So go ahead and click on the sign-up button right here. And with easier sign-up options, you can use your Google or Microsoft. Or of course, if you want to use your email and go through the manual process, that's pretty much up to you. We're going to go ahead with Google in order to get to our Typeform dashboard. Now, when you log in, you're going to find yourself at your workspace. To start, click the black Create Typeform button. You can find it right here, so click on it. Now, the fastest way to start is the Creator AI. You just simply need to describe your goal. For example, you could say, I need a client onboarding form for a design agency. And the AI will generate the questions, the logic, and even a brand appropriate design. So let's go ahead and do that. So there you have it. I need a client onboarding form for a design agency. Let's go. So you're just going to wait a few moments for it to think completely and provide you with the output. So this is what we have. Questions to be set. You have about 14 questions and it starts with the first question. What is your full name? And then you have some other questions right there. If you'd like to have a preview, you can click on the preview button right here and it's going to show you what you'll be seeing right here. Your full name, you could type it in, press OK, and then you'll see the next question, right? So we're going to go back to suggested changes. And if you're fine with it, you could go ahead and click apply. If you'd like to have a restart, you can click on this, or you could put in some prompt right here to tweak things up a bit. We're fine with this. We're going to click on apply. And now we're inside the builder. Now you'll see the questions on the left and a live preview on the right. Now, if you don't want too much information and you'd like to limit the number of characters, you can click on this to toggle it on and set the characters. So here you have what is your company or organization name. So you could put a limit to this to about 30, just for example. And of course, if you want to add an image or a video, that's up to you. You can click on this and you get to upload from your local drive, add an image from the web. If you'd like to add a video, you could do this as well, an icon, and you could go to your gallery. Now, of course, these features are available right here on Typeform to make your forms more engaging and less boring. So don't forget to make good use of these options. You could go through other parts of your form and see through what they have in order to be sure that you're not missing out on anything. Of course, there is more to be done with this form. You can see that there are 14 questions, but if you want to add some more questions, you could go ahead and click on add content. This will take you to this page. You can add content from elements, import questions, or create with AI. Remember, we started with creating with AI. But say you want to add some form elements and select what you want. At this point, we'd like to remind you that if you want to try out Typeform yourself, you can use my link down below in the description to try it out for free today. So now that we've got our questions, let's make it look more professional. Under the design tab, which is located right here, you can click on it and you see more options to play with. Now you can see that this is going to elevate your forms from something looking just black and white to something that has some color. So let's go ahead and choose orbital, click on the X, and there you have a better looking form. Again, if you'd like to have a preview of what you're doing, you can click on the mobile view and you're going to see how it looks like on a mobile device. This is very important if you'd like to have users or those responding to your survey or form to be able to fill it successfully, regardless of what device you're using, whether it's a mobile device or a desktop. So you're going to switch back to text up for a better view, and then you could check for accessibility. If you're okay with the accessibility, you need to ask the next question for translations. Now, are you sending this survey to people of the same language or a diverse group of people? Well, translations is a feature that helps to make your form more global, attending to different language needs of those who would be responding to your form. Then, of course, you have the form settings. You can click on the form settings and you see some information here. Basically, these are preferences that you'll be setting according to your needs. So you can see that Typeform attends to different types of needs depending on what you want. Once it's selected, you can click on save if any changes have been made. And of course, you can click on cancel if nothing was done. Next, we're going to go over to the workflow. The workflow can be found at the top of the screen. You're going to click on it, and we encourage you to use the workflow view, or you can call it the logic map, because this shows you how your questions are connected. Now, here as well, you can add some conditional formatting. For example, if we click on this question right here, it says, what design services are you interested in? You can click on add rule, and then here it says, if what design services are you interested in is branding or any other option here, because this is a multi-choice question. So say they choose branding, you can say then go to, let's say, now this is question 7. Instead of taking them to question 8, take them to 9, where they will be able to describe their project goals and needs. So we're going to do that. Now, if you click on save, this is question 7, and if a responder is selecting branding, they will not go to question 8. In fact, they will not see question 8. It's going to take them from question 7 to question 9, where they will be able to describe their project goals and needs. So you see how this works? It makes things interactive, and you can get specific responses depending on the variety of responders. Of course, if you want to make some adjustments to the rule, you can make some edits right here. It's up to you. We can say save. So you can see right here, question 7, what design services? If they say it's branding, it's going to take question 8 out of the natural line, and you're going to go straight to question 9. Now, you'd be noticing some tabs right here. Let's go through some of them. You can click on branching to see all your questions, enter different rules that might have been applied to them. Remember, in question 7, we actually made a condition, and that's why you can see it right here. So basically, you have two options. You can click on any of the questions right here, or click on branching to see more and apply some more rules and conditions. Now here you have scoring. Scoring is great if this is not a form, but a quiz. So if you have a quiz, you can put the score by the answers that are correct. So for example, let's just say that the right answer is web design. You're going to give the score 100 and then say save. But if it's branding, you can say 5, right? So basically you get to set the score for the quiz according to your preference, right? And whomever is responding to it, they will get to see the score at the end of the form or the quiz. Then you have tagging, where you can tag certain questions with higher tags. And of course you could tag others as lower tags. For example, you could say tag as high when, let's click a condition, say someone enters their email address. Say we're going to say tag as high when a person enters their email address and it contains, let's see, what does an email address contain? It at least contains an ad. So we're basically saying that if anyone puts in their email address, they're going to have higher tags. This is because entering the emails do help with lead funnels, etc. So we can put them as high and other as low. We can click on save and Typeform will take note of that. Then of course you have your outcome quiz. If you click on outcome quiz, this is a nice feature which at the end of a certain quiz, if you're actually having a quiz, the different responders will be having different messages depending on their performance. So you can see right here, respondents will see the quiz ending that best matches their answers. Each time they select an answer, 1 point is added to the relating ending. The highest scoring ending will be displayed once they finish the quiz. So you can click on add ending. And so you're going to get to program or set the outcome of what they will see. So if you have the first question as branding A, the second question is no. For example, you just have 2 questions here, and this really depends on the multiple choice answers or questions you're having for respondents to answer. So if a respondent answers branding and number 13 no for these questions, you're going to basically say that was awesome, right? And this is what they'll see at the end because they answered the questions correctly based on your standards, right? You could add another ending, and if the answers are wrong, you know what to do. You can write in anything, maybe try this next time, or do better next time, or try again to do better. It's pretty much up to you. When that's done, you can click on save and you'll see that your form or your quiz is taking shape. There is more to Typeform, such as the Connect tab, which when we click on it, it's going to take you to a page where you can actually integrate other tabs to Typeform. You have Typeform Contact, Google Sheets, Google Analytics, HubSpot, Facebook Pixel, and a lot of them. So of course, once you're done, you can click on share and you can see that it's currently publishing and you've got the go sign. At the end, you have the link to your form and you can share it to the platforms that you'll be needing your respondents to respond to. As you can see, Typeform isn't just a form, it's actually a funnel. It transforms cold data collection into a warm branding experience. Don't forget to try out Typeform yourself by using the link in the description down below and try it out for free today. Thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next one.